Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Kirsty and this is Stuck in the Mud. So in today's video I wanted to talk a little bit more about metacognitive therapy and 3 important points to remember when you're doing this therapy for OCD. Because when I found out this fact, it's mind-blowing. I mean, 80% of the world's population suffer intrusive thoughts, right? It's a lot, isn't it? 80%. But not everybody develops obsessive compulsive disorder. And why is that? Well, the answer is in how we relate to these thoughts. And everybody gets intrusive thoughts, but they're a passing event in the mind for most people. They're aware it's an intrusive thought and it's just like, whatever. They probably don't even notice they've had it. I mean, if you actually ask people, do you get intrusive thoughts of this nature? Whether that be something sexual or harm-based, whatever it may be, they probably would say no. But the truth is they probably do get these from time to time, but there's such a fleeting event in the mind that they barely notice having them. So when I found out that these thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, everybody gets them. The only difference is that I treat them differently to everybody else. And metacognitive therapy really helped me understand that. And this is why I think it's an amazing thing for you to try if you've never tried this kind of therapy before. Because as someone who's suffered with intrusive thoughts for as long as I can remember, just knowing that I don't have to believe everything my mind tells me. I don't have to question all of these intrusive thoughts and all of these scary images that come into my mind. And metacognitive therapy is also known as detached mindfulness. It's just another name for it. And that is great because we can just be the observer of our thoughts. We don't have to take them seriously. They say nothing about us. And that is an amazing thing to realise. So metacognitive therapy, it places little emphasis on the content of the intrusive thoughts, but focuses on our relationship with them. So it just changes the way we relate to them, and they no longer seem important. And this is the thing, because someone with OCD like myself, for many years I'd put so much importance on them, trying to figure them out and spending countless hours just trying to work everything out. But if I just left them alone, they'd just be another passing event in the mind that we don't need to put that much importance on. And changing that relationship with them has been life-changing for me. Metacognitive therapy is a do-nothing strategy to our thoughts and feelings. So instead of trying to neutralize these thoughts or transform them, worrying or ruminating on them, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to cancel them out by doing rituals. We just let them be there. And you know what? It sounds so easy, doesn't it? But in practice, it's actually very hard because we're so accustomed to getting involved with these thoughts and then thinking, right, I need to do this ritual now to cancel that thought out or whatever. We need to just be aware, and having that awareness of our thoughts. I think, having that awareness that these thoughts are coming in and then going, hey, I know it's there, right? Okay. I'm not going to kind of try and work that out. I'm not going to get involved in it. I'm not going to latch onto it. I just let it be there for as long as it wants to be. And that do nothing strategy, just like I say, it sounds so easy and you think, right, well, this is easy. But in practice, I've tripped up many a time just because it's my natural way. The OCD way is to kind of hook us in. And like I say, we've probably got a lot of practice at doing that. We're well rehearsed into involving ourselves with these thoughts. So sounds easy, but in practice it's actually quite difficult at first. But it does get easier because the more and more we do this, the easier it becomes. There are 3 important points to remember when doing this metacognitive therapy or detached mindfulness for OCD. The first one, any thought is allowed, because we have that thing when we suffer from OCD where we think we shouldn't think of all these kind of negative scenarios or any kind of thoughts that are so far apart from our identity. They just don't sit well with us and we think we shouldn't be thinking them. But the truth is, these things are all in our environment. We hear, we see things every day. We see all of this in the media or wherever. But just because we think them is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean we're going to carry it out. It doesn't say anything about us or about us as a person, our integrity, our moral compass, nothing. It says nothing of the sort. These thoughts, we so call this in our environment, and I do believe as an OCD sufferer we're very sensitive to this. So any thought is allowed. It doesn't matter the content of our thoughts, and but it's what we believe in them. We just have to let them be there. These are just passing events in the mind, and they will go on their own, because the mind does have that ability to regulate itself, and it will realize that these are just nonsense thoughts, just passing events in the mind, and they will dissolve. And that is the beauty of metacognitive therapy. Number 2 is also important as well, and that is having as least involvement with those thoughts as possible. Because as an OCD sufferer, we latch onto them pretty quick. We get an uncomfortable thought in there and we're like, I need to work this out. I need to find out why I'm having this thought. What does this say about me? And we get all those uncomfortable emotions alongside that as well. We can feel a lot of anxiety and panic. We're going to feel shame and guilt for having these thoughts. But that doesn't matter. And it's going to be uncomfortable at times as well, because we're going to feel this uncomfortable feeling. Maybe it's in the pit of your stomach. We'll just feel uneasy about having these thoughts. Well, that will get easier. So we have to try and pull back from them and just let them be there. And that's a really interesting thing I've just said there as well. And not trying too hard, because that will kind of make it more difficult to practice. We have to let them be there. So it's not really trying, and it's definitely not pushing these thoughts away. We're just letting them be there. It's almost like a relaxed awareness of this thought in our head. And we just go about our business, go about our day. So we're not trying to get rid of anything. We're not pushing these thoughts away. We've got to be clear on that with this. We're just letting them exist. They coexist with us. They're just there. And the more we can practice that, it gets easier, because that is number 3. Consistency is key. So all these intrusive thoughts, these images, these urges, they will reduce in frequency the more we practice this. And that is amazing, because once we realize that these are just unimportant intrusive thoughts, they say nothing about us, they just reduce and in frequency and dissolve. They dissolve away, they fade away, because like I said, the mind will regulate and realize that these are just unimportant thoughts. And that has been transforming for myself. I've been at rock bottom many times, and I've thought that I can't do this again, because it's work. It's hard work at first when you're starting out a new therapy. You think it's going to be easy, and it isn't at first. And like I say, consistency with this is key, because the more we practice this, and this detached mindfulness, this relaxed awareness with our thoughts, we really do see differences, and you really do see those improvements. You see those thoughts just fading away. And that's amazing, because we don't have to be bullied by OCD anymore. It's not calling the shots. We realize that these are just passing events in the mind. These intrusive thoughts are just passing. They will reduce in frequency and dissolve away. And that is amazing when you get your life back, and you know, this isn't taking over your life anymore and you're functioning much more easily. It's just transforming, and you deserve it. Because I know how hard OCD is. I know how difficult it is to live your life day to day with intrusive thoughts. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. I hope this gives you the motivation to maybe try something new if you haven't tried this before, and I really wish you all the best. Please let me know in the comments if you've maybe tried this kind of therapy out. I'd love to know how it's going for you. But please remember to give this video a thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. And subscribe to my channel, Stuck in the Mud, if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.